So if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about cancelling one of your insurance policies. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my number one tip to consider before you cancel these policies to make sure it's not something that you end up regretting. My name's Craig, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a self-confessed insurance nerd, and I bring out videos just like this one each week to help simplify the world of insurance for you. As I mentioned, today's video, we're looking at cancelling your policies, and I'm going to share with you my number one tip to consider before doing so that you don't end up regretting the decision later. Firstly, this is absolutely not a delay tactic like the gym membership who drag you in when you're looking to cancel. And I certainly understand that circumstances change and the need for insurance itself changes as well. Today, I just wanted to share with you a story about giving some consideration to cancelling your policy before you rush out and do so. So it was last year, and I got a phone call from a long-term client of mine that due to COVID was experiencing some cash flow issues and was reassessing some of the expenses that he had. And on the list of things to consider was insurance premiums. He and his wife had given this some thought, and after some consideration, they wanted to look at cancelling or reducing the trauma cover, which for most people, it's one of the first stops because it is one of the premiums that has to come from your bank account as opposed to having some of it come from your super. As we were talking, I just wanted to ask a couple of questions based on my experience to make sure that they're given the consideration that was required before they rushed out and cancelled these policies. So I asked him, when would the last time be that you went to your doctor and had a full medical and understood exactly what was going on? And as I expected, like for a lot of us, it had been a while since he'd gone through this process and got a really good understanding as to where his health was at. So I asked him to do me one favor. Just before we went ahead and cancelled these policies, reducing the amount of benefits that he'd get should anything happen, could he go and sit down with the GP, get some full blood work done, and find out exactly what he was looking to self-insure going forward? Now, fortunately, given the relationship we had, this was something he was more than happy to do. Fast forward about a week or so, and I got another call from this same client who got in contact with me after getting the results back from the doctor. He'd just come out of the doctor's office, and the doctor had told him that he actually had prostate cancer. Only 10 days after hearing this news, he was in the hospital with the oncologist having the surgery that he needed to treat the prostate cancer. So what had initially started out as a conversation about cancelling his policy had quickly turned into us assisting with an insurance claim so that we can get the benefits paid out from this policy that he was entitled to. The day before he went into surgery, all the paperwork had been completed, the insurance company had assessed the application, and over $400,000 was deposited into his account. As he said, removing some of the financial pressure that he had going into this operation. The reason I'm telling you this is that whilst this might be a really common conversation for me, it may not be the same for you. Now, there's heaps of good advisors out there that would ask exactly the same question that I do. Given that we have such strong relationships with the people that we work with, I was able to do two things. Number one, have the opportunity to have a conversation before you go out and cancel your policy altogether. Number two, you trust me enough to follow through and get the bloods that we'd spoken about to make sure you know exactly what wouldn't be covered anymore. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about cancelling your policy, just ask yourself the one simple question. When was the last time that I went to the doctor, and do I know everything that's going on with me? If you're anything like me, there's probably a couple of things that are niggling in the back of your head that you've been worried to get checked out, and now would be a really good opportunity to go and make sure that you know exactly what is going on. So if you are in the position that you've done this health check, you know exactly where everything's at, and you're still looking to cancel your policy, why not check out another one of my videos where I go through the exact process that you need to do to cancel your policies with your insurance company. Now, before you jump over to that video, it is a little bit embarrassing back from the days that we were using a webcam for doing these videos, but the content's really good. It explains exactly the process that you need to follow to cancel your insurance policies with the insurance company.